Silver Sales started as a small catering company, serving the needs of friends and family. It quickly grew to a sizable events and leading catering business.
But my passion's always been cooking and food and wine and hospitality. So I started and I opened my first restaurant when I was 21. And from there it's been a 30-odd year journey until where I am now at the Wanderers. My relationship with the Wanderers started in 2002. And I came here with no intentions of getting involved with the Wanderers. I actually opened I had a small office operating out of the Wanderers, which I was at an industrial catering company, so I was concentrating more on industrial contracts. And the Wanderers approached me and asked me if I wouldn't take over their contract, the running of the club, from everything from the food and beverage side of it. So we've created a very unique relationship. Which is, I think it's most probably the only club in South Africa. It's actually a partnership. We don't operate on fixed income, so the Wanderers is actually my partner in the business, and they get a percentage of everything that we make. And the relationship has worked out very nicely through the years. It's been beneficial to both sides because I've had the expertise of hospitality and they have the facilities. And I found that we could really, the two of us together, we could make something, because they were running at big losses when I took over. And I mean, they were running at, on average, they were losing 2.5 million rand. This is back in 2002 on food and beverage. And after the first year that I took over, we turned around on the balance sheet 4 million rand profit. So it's been beneficial to us. So we've grown. We at the moment employ over 100 employees here, Silver Sale. And yeah, and we continue to invest into the business. And in this industry, I think one of the most important things is it's driven by passion. If you're not passionate about it, don't get involved in restaurants. And we're dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. So our main aim is really, we need to satisfy people. Everybody that comes into the business, and this is the message that I pass on to my staff, the most important person is your client. Look after them, give them a good experience. They're going to walk away and say, wow, you know, I've enjoyed my experience there. Will I come back? Yes. You know, and this is how we've built the business, with a lot of return business that we have, and we continue to grow and finding more and more clients. We deal a lot with the corporates. We also have another aspect of the company, which we do eventing. So we do outside catering. And in 2011, I was very fortunate to work in Mozambique. We did the All African Games. There we were catering 10,000 meals a day for 25 days solid. We employed 550 Mozambicans, and we had a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, I think it was one of the most successful African Games from a feeding point of view. And it was a great challenge and great fun.
Farmwise was established in 1989 by a group of farmers to market their own product. Under Managing Director Raymond da Costa, Farmwise today is a market leader and the preferred supplier of specialized product lines.
I decided to start my own business out in the Johannesburg fresh produce market. I supplied into small independent retailers, the Spars, the Pick n Pays. I had a pretty similar business to what we got here, but on a more small scale. And as the business grew, there was an opportunity where Farmwise was looking for somebody to manage a pack house for them, and they incorporated my business into their business. And since then, it's just been with Farmwise. I joined Farmwise in 2000. I'm a 23% shareholder in Farmwise. That's what was allocated years back in terms of the business that I brought into Farmwise. Farmwise as a business was established in 1987 by a group of farmers around the country, majority potato farmers, and they wanted to establish a brand name for their specific potatoes, and also have 12 months of the year supply. And as time progressed, Farmwise got more involved into retail, and the brands that we tried to establish have sort of gone a lot smaller, and we've moved more into retail brands, private brands, Woolworths, ShopRite, and Spar brands that we supply into the retail. Farm-wise, I've got a staff complement at this stage of just under 400. We've got about 35 management staff, and then the balance thereof are workers, packers on the floor, supervisors, middle management level supervisors that we got. And it started as a small business originally with 20 or 30 staff members, but I'm just short of 400 at this stage. I think because of our relationship with the farmers and the growers out there, you build a friendship with them. They're not just a supplier. You actually got a friendship with them, and they share a lot of things with you. And in those tough times, it's about keeping them motivated, keeping them positive, making sure that they know that they got support from our side. Like I mentioned, it's been tough last year with a drought, this year with a drought in the Western Cape, and it's not easy to keep all the farmers happy, but at least if you're there to support them in the times when they need you, definitely pays dividend in the future. In terms of awards, we've been got the Supplier of the Year award for ShopRite in 2003, and in 2013 we were also the Supplier of the Year, Produce Supplier of the Year to Woolworths. Also got numerous other awards through the course of our existence, but I think that's also part of the highlights in our business. It's nice to come back with an award and share it with the team.
The Tiber Construction Group, led today by CEO Fernando Cardozo, was established some 66 years ago and is highly reputable in the private property and construction sector.
Tiber was established in 1951, and the name Tiber comes from the river Tiber in Rome. So the company was started by an Italian immigrant, Paolo Rivera, at that time. And when my father immigrated in the mid-50s, he was a plasterer by trade, and he came to work for the company. And the idea at that time was that he'd stay for a couple of years and see how things went, and he landed up making his career at the company. By the time I joined the company, it already had a status as a recognized professional construction business, and also I've been here for 37 odd years, and so I've seen the evolution of what was a small company that started off in all this time ago, where today I think we've got a very well established brand. We are recognized as one of the leaders in private construction and property development business countrywide. There's a very competitive market out there, so I think if you are offering exactly the same as 20 other building contractors, then you don't have a defining cutting edge advantage, which I think you'll be left behind. So I think you need to be a lot more flexible in your approach. You need to have more skills to be able to tackle more aspects of what needs to be done in our business to be successful. So I think being nimble and being able to adapt to conditions, whether they are country conditions or industry conditions or trends that are presenting themselves in terms of residential, for example. People are wanting to live in smaller units. They want to live closer to work. They want to have a lock up and go situation. They want to have amenities close by. So all of this brings different opportunities. So yeah, we're very excited about where we are and where we're going.